Well, it's been a soft start in Asia. We're seeing that the stocks have traded weak in Asia on Tuesday after a slide in US equities as global commodity prices have surged and they are stoking concerns on the inflation front. Futures dipped in Japan, Australia, and Hong Kong. US contracts slipped after the Nasdaq 100 index stumbled close to around 2.6% amid growing anxiety over inflation. Australian markets were down close to around 0.6% and trade. Nikkei was down close to around 0.9%, while Kospi was also down nearly around 0.7% in trade. If we look at the US equities, technology shares led US stocks lower as surging commodity prices stoked concerns about whether inflation will derail growth or will derail the overall growth rebound in the world's largest economy and spoil the recent stock market rally. A demand resurgence is colliding with strained supply of basic materials, which is leading to concerns on the inflation front. Inflation worries have also driven investors away from market-leading growth stocks in favor of cyclicals, which generally tends to benefit as economy reopens. Investors will of course monitor US inflation data later this week to gauge if a strong rise in prices will drive the Federal Reserve to change its policy stance. The yield on the 10-year Treasury note was up by close to around 3 bips to 1.6%. Dow was down nearly around 0.1% in trade at 34,743, while the S&P was down close to around 1.04% in trade. Nasdaq was also down nearly around 2.5% in trade. If you look at the European stocks, they have closed mixed on Monday as investors weighed the prospect of lower interest rates for longer on the back of subsiding inflation pressures. The Pan-European STOXX 600 index rose 0.1%, ending at an all-time high. China's benchmark iron ore futures and steel futures have also hit all-time highs, and copper prices have touched record highs on expectations of improved demand amid tightening supply. DAX and CAC were trading flat. FTSE was down by close to around 0.08%. WTI crude has fallen nearly around 0.1% in trade at $65 a barrel, and in fact if you look at the gold futures, that has risen by nearly around 0.4%, climbing for a fourth straight day. This is the longest winning streak since February 10th, as inflation worries have again crept up. So yes, we need to be fairly watchful about what the global central banks are likely to take steps